Namaste. Welcome to all of you who are joining me today. My name is Lisa. For today's practice, please have a blanket open up to cover the area of your yoga mat and also two yoga blocks. And let's start by coming into a laying down position. So keeping the knees bent, feet flat on the floors, holding on to the creases of your knees, and slowly start to lean back and releasing your spine, shoulders, and finally your head down onto your mat. So readjust the feet position, tucking the tailbone in, releasing the sacrum onto the mat, relaxing the arms by your side, palms facing up, and gently closing the eyes. And be present with your breath. Starting the practice by simply breathing and observing the breath. As you inhale and exhale through your nose, notice the quality of the air that you breathe in and breathe out. Noticing the length and the depth of inhale and exhale. And as you continue to breathe, let's shift our awareness into our spinal column. So starting at one end, which is the sacrum. Feel your sacrum gently grounded onto your mat. And moving up north just slightly onto your lumbar spine or lower back spine. And notice the concave curve of the lumbar spine. And moving up slightly up north to the thoracic spine or the upper back spine. And notice the convex curve of the thoracic spine. And moving slightly higher into the cervical or the neck spine. And again noticing the concave curve of the neck spine. And of course, at the other end of the spine, you have your skull. So just noticing, feeling, and sensing the back of your head grounded onto the mat. And feel your entire spine as a whole. One more breath. And with the next inhale, open your eyes. And let's start with pelvic rocks. So focus your attention into your pelvic area and start tucking and untucking your tailbone. So when you tuck the tailbone, you feel the sacrum pressing gently onto the mat. And as you untuck, you point the tailbone down and create like a arch or a gap between your sacrum and the mat. And tuck the tailbone, untuck, and keep going for just a few more repetitions. And from here we will move on into the spinal or axial rocks. So let your entire spine, including your neck and head, relax so that it can join the movement or the rocking of your pelvis. So you'll notice that your head will also now nodding up and down. So keep the spine really relaxed and not thinking too much about the movement. So just let your body move. Just a couple more. And then rock into a neutral spine position. And interlace your fingers and place it at the back of your head. Bring your legs together and lift the feet off the mat. And we'll do a side bend from here, slowly. So we will first side bend to the right side, keeping the back of the head and the entire back glued to the mat. You will simply side bend to the right side and thinking of like touching the right lower ribs to your right pelvis. Of course, they wouldn't touch, but I mean that's the direction of movement. Yeah, so keeping the back of the head and your entire back on the mat, we will side bend to the second side. So bringing the lower left ribs towards the left pelvis and to the center, and side bend to the right side. So both arms also stay on the ground. So slow down the movement and try not to add any rotation to this particular move. It's only lateral flexion and extension. And if you start to feel cramped on your side, just reduce the amount of side bend. You can add some breathing, so inhale to the center, exhale to side bend. Okay, one more to the right and to the left. Alright, and then bring everything back to the center, lower your feet. And we will get one of the block and hug the block, so place it like in front of your chest and hug the block with your arms. And we will now do a spinal rotation. So the first one is we will keep the pelvis or the sacrum glued to the mat, and we'll only rotate from the thoracic spine. Okay, so start twisting or rotating to the right. Inhale to the center, exhale, twist to the left, keeping the pelvis level. So when you twist to the right, make sure that the left pelvis are still down on the mat. And when you twist to the left, right pelvis or right butt cheek is still grounded to the mat. Okay, keep going. Just let's do one more. Twist to the right and to the left and back to the center. Set the block aside. So we'll do the second type of a spinal rotation. This time we will keep the upper spine and also the shoulder blades glued to the mat. and we will twist the pelvis, or bring the legs side to side. Okay, let's just come into this position. So we will open the arms to the side, palms facing down, and then tucking the tailbone. So start by grounding the sacrum onto the mat before we lift the feet up. So legs together, 90 degrees at the hips, knees and ankles. And from there we will twist to the right from the pelvis and twist to the left. Try to keep the legs together and the knees parallel. There is a tendency for the bottom knee to like shift slightly ahead, so try to resist that, and focusing on pressing the shoulder blades, both of them down, as we twist from the waist down. Add some breathing, so exhale to twist, inhale center, exhale. Okay, let's do one more to the right and to the left. Okay, and back to the center, lower the feet down, bring the arms closer, and just windshield wiper your legs to the left and to the right and switch. Okay, and then leg our knees back to the center. This time we will extend both legs, keep toes pointing up and grounding the heels down, and start to point and flex your feet to rock your entire body. So you can rock fast or slow. So again, this is the one where you want to relax the entire spine, including your neck and your head. So you will start to notice that your chin or your head is like nodding up and down. Okay, and then release all of that. We will turn to the side and continue turning and come into a prone position. Let's start in a crocodile. So in crocodile we have the elbows forward of the shoulders, and we'll stack one forearm on top of the other and point the toes, and here you want to slightly tuck the tailbone in, so you will feel the pubic bone gently pressing onto the mat and your glutes are engaged. And rest your forehead down, and with the next inhale you will lift your head and the top arm, so you will separate the forearms and lower. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower, lift, lower, one more, lower, and the next time we lift we will twist towards the direction of top hands. I have my left hand or my left arm on the top, so I will twist to the left and twist and lower, lift, twist and twist before you lower. Keep going. You can inhale to lift, exhale to twist, Inhale to untwist, exhale to lower. Okay, one more. Inhale, twist, untwist, and lower. And then switch, so bring the other arm or forearm on top. So start by placing the forehead on the stacked forearms, and we'll inhale, lifting the head and the top forearms, and lower. Inhale, lift, lower. Couple more. And now we will add a twist. So inhale, lift, and exhale, twist to the direction of the top hand. Untwist before you lower. Lift and twist. Untwist and lower. Keep going for a couple more. And rest the forehead down on the mat, on the stacked forearms. And we will do one more of the lift and lower, and this time we will inhale, lifting the head and both forearms, and lower. Inhale, lift and lower. Tuck the tailbone in, lift and lower. Let's do 3 more, but let's swap the forearms, bringing the bottom forearm to the top. Tuck the tailbone in, inhale, lift and lower. Lift and lower. Last one, lift and lower. Okay, we'll have one more exercise in this prone position. So we will now have the hands interlaced at the back of the head and resting the forehead directly on the blanket. So start by tucking the tailbone in. Inhale, extend from the upper back, lift up, and side bend. So thinking of bringing the right elbow to touch your right hip, and back to the center, and side bend to the left elbow towards the left hip, center, and rest your forehead down. Tuck the tailbone in. Inhale, extend from the upper back. Let's side bend to the left first. And inhale, center. Exhale, side bend to the right. And center. And rest. Back into crocodile pose. Inhale, lifting your head. Now let's move on into Sphinx pose. Also in Sphinx pose, we have the elbows and the shoulders, forearm pointing forward. So again, tucking the tailbone in, pressing the pubic bone gently onto the mat, and thinking of extending from the upper back to get the lift. So other than the forearm supporting you in this pose, you also engaging the muscle at the back to stay in the pose. And now we will thread the right arm under the chest, and as you lay down and flip your chest and head up towards the ceiling, so spreading the top arm to the side and bringing the knee of the top leg forward and bending at the knee. Okay, to return to the prone position, you will start by bringing the legs together and swing the hand, flip back to face down. And now we will thread the left arm under as you start to flip the chest and the head up towards the ceiling, opening both arms to the side, and the knee of the top leg you will bend and bring it forward. Breathe. And we're gonna return to the prone position. Start by bringing the legs together and swinging the arms as you flip back to face down. One more breath in sphinx pose. And from there, tucking the back toes, lifting the pelvis and rearranging yourself to come into all four. So let's start with a classic cat and cow. Yes. So we'll do the cat and cow slowly and utilizing a segmental transition of your spine to come into extension and flexion. So we are not moving the spine as a whole, but we try to move segment by segment. Okay. So initiating from the lower back or the lumbar spine. Inhale and start to arch, extending the lower back, mid back, upper back, and finally the neck. So head looking up. Exhale, start to round again from the lower back, traveling up, upper back, and finally your neck. Rounding and bringing your head to look towards your belly button. Inhale from the lower back, extend, look up. Exhale from the lower back, flex, rounding. Inhale, exhale, extend and flex. Okay, the next time you move into extension or arching your back, stay and let the breath flow, but just holding the spinal extension. Okay, and then with the next exhale, move towards the opposite direction. So start rounding from the lower back all the way up segmentally, and finally your neck, rounding as well. And we'll hold the spinal flexion for a few breaths. Okay, the next inhale, return to neutral spine. And from here, we'll add side bending. So again, is moving the lower ribs towards the pelvis and pelvis towards the lower ribs. So let's start by side bending to the left. So you will look towards your left foot, back to the center, and to the right, center, left, center, and just keep going. Side bending side to side for a few more repetitions. Okay, and then back to the center and get your 2 blocks. So we'll come into an all-four variation on forearms, and we are using blocks to raise the height so that we can keep the spine kind of like at the same height. And keep the shoulders externally rotated. So if you do like a thumbs up, your thumb should be pointing like out to the side. So that's external rotation, and from there you can just relax your palms. And from here we'll start with some shoulder blades mobilization. So the first one is retraction and protraction. So squeeze your shoulder blades and spread. So it's this movement, squeezing and spreading apart of the shoulder blades. Okay, so squeeze and spread. So really bringing your attention to your shoulder blades area. That's I find that really helpful to correctly do the movement. So squeeze and spread, squeeze and spread. Yes, let's do one more. Squeeze and spread. Okay, and the next one is elevation and depression. So bringing the shoulders, hiking them up towards the ears and press them away from the ears, up and down. So it's this position, elevation and depression. But we are doing it from this position. So bring it up and down, up and down. Okay, one more. Up, elevate and depress down, and kind of after that return to neutral shoulder blades, and we'll combine all that movement of retraction, protraction, elevate and depress, and it will create like a circular movement. So you are like circling your shoulder blades. But again, we are doing it from this position. So really focus your attention on your shoulder blades to and then to focus on the different range of motion of your shoulder blades. And then you can reverse. The reverse direction might feel awkward at the beginning, but just move slowly and find the rhythm of the rotation. Okay, and then release and just sit back on your heels for a bit. Let the shoulders relax. Alright, and return to the forearm tabletop variation. And this time we will keep the shoulder blades neutral. And we'll do the cat and cow. So again, we'll do it segmentally. So from the lower back, inhale, look up. From the lower back, exhale, round, look towards your thighs or belly button. Inhale, exhale, Let's do a couple more. Okay, next inhale, return to neutral spine. And we'll do the side bend. So from here again, thinking of touching the lower ribs and pelvis towards each other. Side bend to the left, to the right. Inhaling center, exhale to side bend. One more to the right and left. Okay, and send your hips towards your heels. Set the block aside for now. So come in a Sukhasana or easy cross-legged position, somewhere in the middle of your mat. And you will place the palms in front of your legs on the mat, and then like rock forward, uncrossing the feet, bringing the knees together, and basically arriving in tabletop. Sit back on your heels, rise up into kneeling, and shift more weight towards the left side, so you can float your right knee and step the right foot forward, and then you will pivot the lower back leg and extend the other leg. So basically arriving in a gate pose. So just a bit of a housekeeping. The foot of extended leg pointing forward and more or less in line with the bent knee. The bent knee is under the hip. And we can actually take one block and place it on the outside of the bent knee. Inhale, arms up, the arms that correspond with the bent knee. And exhale, side bend towards the straight leg. Center and side bend away from the straight leg. Center, keep the chest open and sternum facing forward as you side bend towards the straight leg and away. And switch. And switch. Okay, and then back to the center. The arm that correspond to the bent knee, you will flex at the elbow and place the hand at the back of your head, and the other hand just place it by your waist. And you will first twist away from the straight leg, so slightly looking up, and then twist towards the straight leg, and then twist away and towards the legs. So trying our best to keep the pelvis stable and neutral. So focusing the twist from the thoracic spine. Okay, one more twist towards the leg and untwist to the center. Bend the straight leg and start turning the torso towards the front leg as you pivot the other lower leg. So returning into half kneeling and shifting more weight towards the left once again so that you can float the front foot and bring it into a kneeling position, and then sit on your heels, rock forward into a tabletop, cross at the ankles and shift back into Sukhasana or easy cross-legged position, changing the crossing of the legs, hands forward and rock into a tabletop, reposition your knees closer, sit back on the heels and inhale, rise up, more weight on the right side and lift your left knee and step the left foot forward, half kneeling on the second side, and you will pivot the lower back leg and extend the other leg, so gate pose on the second side. So readjust your viewing device if you find that you are turning away from the screen. Okay. So housekeeping: hip over the bent knee, straight leg, the foot of the straight leg more or less in line with the other knee and toes pointing forward. Place one block outside of the knee that is bent, arms up, side bend towards the straight leg, center and away from the straight leg. Keep the sternum facing forward, chest open as you switch, and switch to the other side. Keep the breath flowing. You can move as fast or as slow as you want. Just make sure you breathe. Okay, and then return to like upright position. And the arm that correspond to the bent knee, you will flex at the elbow and place the hand at the back of your head, and place the other hand by your waist, and start by turning away from the straight leg, slightly looking up, and then turn or twist towards the straight leg, twist away and towards the leg. Okay, let's do one more twist away and one more twist toward the leg and back to the center. So arms by your side, bend the knee of the straight leg and turn towards that leg as you pivot the other leg. So returning into half kneeling, lean more to the right so you can lift your left leg and step it back into kneeling position. Sit on your heels, rock forward, tabletop, cross at the ankles, and sit back in a easy cross-legged position. So I think we start facing this direction. Okay, and so changing the crossing of your legs. Rock into tabletop, bring your knees closer, sit back, rise up into kneeling, maybe reaching the arms up. This time just get some stretch for the side of the torso, extending from the upper back, gentle back bend, and return to neutral spine, arms by your side, lean to your left, step the right foot forward, and straightening the front leg as you pivot the other leg. Again, back into this position. Toes pointing forward, foot and knee align. Block on the outer side of the knee. And we'll start again with side bend towards the straight leg and away, and switch and switch, switch and switch. Okay, and next time you side bend away from the straight leg, stay there. The top hand, just place it by your waist, and we will lift the straight leg, toes pointing forward, and just pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the last one, keep it up. Maybe bring it slightly higher and lower, and side bend towards the legs, and side bend away, and stay, hands by your waist. So this time we will lift the leg once more, bend the knee, and extend the top hip to bring the foot to the back. So spine is still neutral, it's all hip extension. And see if you can reach the top arm so that the hand can grab the ankle at the back. And from there, only you start to extend or arch your spine. So the extension of the spine is optional. Means you can always just using hip extension. You don't even have to catch your ankle. Just work on the balance, maintaining the shape. And of course, there is also option to come into a spinal extension. Okay, look down, slowly release the hand or the ankle and lower the leg, and lift up, side bend towards the straight leg. And one more, side bend away from the leg, and this time from this side bend, the top hand, just keep it by your waist. What you do is you will turn your head to look towards that back foot, and either position your block like really close to that leg, the leg with the bent knee, or if you can, place your hand either on the heel, ankle, or the calf. So now we are on side bend, and now we are actually come into a twist as well. So you can stay here looking kind of sideways, or if you have more opening, you can start turning your chest up towards the ceiling and reaching the top arm overhead. So this is optional. You can always stay here with the combo of side bend and twist. Okay, to come out, you will look down. First untwist, so coming back into a side bend, then return to the center. Okay. So bend the knee of the straight leg as you turn towards that leg. Pivot the other leg, half kneeling, lean to the left, return both knees parallel, sit on your heels, tabletop, cross at the ankles, and easy cross-legged position. Change the crossing of your legs. Forward, tabletop. Sit on the heels and come up into kneeling, arms up. Stretch the side of the body and start to arch from the upper back, coming into a gentle back bend. And exhale, neutral spine, arms by your side. Lean to the right side to step the left foot forward. And as you extend the left leg, pivot the right calf. So you're coming into this position on the second side. So again, if you are facing away from your screen, just readjust so you can still see the screen. Alright. Knees under hips, foot in line with the knee, toes pointing forward, block by the side. Start by side bend towards the straight leg and away, and switch for few repetitions between the side bends. Okay, the next time you side bend away from the straight leg, stay there. So the top hand, place it by your waist and lift the straight leg and pulse it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Hold. Maybe bring it higher, higher, and release the foot down. Press up and side bend towards the straight leg, and side bend away. Hand by the hips, lift the leg. So toes pointing forward, so it's like a neutral leg, and start bending the knee and extend the hips, keeping the spine neutral. Extend the hips, bringing the foot back and reach your hand to the back. Yeah, so we start with a neutral spine position, only using a hip extension and shoulder extension to connect the hand and the ankle. But if you are ready, you can start working to add spinal extension into the pose. Okay, to come out, return to neutral spine, look down, release the ankle, release the foot down, lift and side bend towards the straight leg, and back to the center, side bend away from the straight leg, top hand by the waist. So this time we'll add a twist to the side bend, so you are side bending here. So there are again option, you can stay on the block, so just bring the block closer to the calf that is on your mat. Otherwise, if you can place the hand either on the heel, ankle or calf, and we are still in side bend, and we'll add the twist, so you are kind of looking towards that foot that is on the mat. So this is first option, side bend and a twist. Second option, if you have some opening on the shoulders, you can start turning your chest up towards the ceiling and extend the other arm overhead. Wherever you are, one more breath. To come out, you will look down towards the foot, untwist first, so return to the side bend, lift, and one last time, side bend towards the straight leg, and to the center. there. Bend the knee of the straight leg as you turn towards the leg and pivot the other leg. Half kneeling. Lean to the right side so you can step the left knee into kneeling. Sit on your heels. Walk the hands forward, crossing at the ankles, and sit back in a cross-legged position. So reposition yourself back to center of your mat. Knees bent, holding on to the creases of your knees. We will again release the spine, back of the shoulders, back of the head down, and place a block in between your knees. So squeeze the knees together to keep the blocks there, and we'll roll to the right side. So come laying sideways on your right side. So start by like both arms reaching forward, palms stack, and start reaching the top hand forward. And you can even turn your head, like bringing your forehead to touch. And then start to slide the top arm up towards the chest and finally open up. But the knees are still stacked, squeezing the block. So then the legs are not turning. And then start half circle that top arm. Bring it beyond the bottom hand and pull it across the chest. Swing it forward. Pull it back and forward and back. Okay, one more. And back. And stay in a kind of like a recline twist. Alright, keep your both arms open to the side. Just turn and bring the knees to the center and drop it to the left. And swing this time the right arm. So we are turning to the second side. So the bottom arm now become the top arm. I will readjust so you can see. So start by sliding the top hand beyond the bottom hand, and you can turn your face to face down, and then drag the top hand across the chest, reaching to the other side, and swing it forward and back and forward and back. Both knees stay where they are the entire time, squeezing the blocks. Okay, and then keep both arms open, like a twist. Okay, and from there, just lower your sacrum down, knees to the center. Remove the block. Windshield wiper, releasing the hips, and whenever you are ready, knees back to the center, straighten one leg at a time, keep the feet apart, bring both arms closer to the side of the body, roll the shoulders up, back and down. Shake your head side to side, releasing the neck and the upper part of your shoulders. And that let your head comes to rest by itself. Come into Shavasana. Return to your breath. Return to your body. Be present. Rest. Let everything be quiet and still. And finding comfort in the stillness. Start to deepen your breath. Take a big breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth gently. Inhale. And exhale. One more inhale. Exhale. Wiggle your fingertips and toes. Bring your legs together, legs straight. Raise the arms overhead. Inhale, give yourself a big stretch. Exhale, release and start to roll to your side. And curl up on your side for a couple of breaths. Keep your eyes closed. And with the next inhale, press up gently. Open your eyes and find your way back into easy cross-legged position. You can wiggle side to side to find your sitting bones and ground them back onto the earth. Next inhale, lift your arms overhead, press the palms together. Let's make a prayer. And lower the prayer into the center of our hearts. Thank you for joining me in this practice. Stay well, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.